Pronto, Vincenza.
Pronto, Randy, and welcome everyone to our Pronto Podcast. And this is our 29th podcast of our Pronto Podcast, where we just talk about all the beautiful things life has to offer, whether it be inspiration, motivation, stories, self-care, our goals, your goals. I mean, it's just an incredible opportunity to have a conversation. So how have you been, Randy?
Really good. Really good. How was Mother's Day?
Oh, it was beautiful. So we were very, very fortunate that we were able to be open for Mother's Day at V&M Bistro, and I had my mom there.
Oh.
We put her to work, but that's okay. All of her kids were working that day, so at the restaurant. So we put her to work, but she was happy and honored to be there, celebrating her special day, but also celebrating all of the mothers' special days. So it was really fun to be together. We worked really hard. Don't get me wrong. It was hard work, but we were just happy to be together. And I know it was a little chilly. The weather was a little chilly. We got spoiled on Saturday with that beautiful sunshine. But I'm hoping that the weather's going to continue to get warmer again, because I'm not a fan of this cold weather.
I certainly hope so.
Yes. And how was Mother's Day for you guys at the salons? You guys are open on
busy.
Sunday for Mother's Day, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, we sell a ton of gift certificates. So
beautiful.
Yeah, fathers are last minute creatures. So
well, listen, it's a great thought.
Yeah.
So for anybody that purchased a gift, whether it be from Curry Hair, Skin and Nails or V&M Bistro or anywhere for this special mom in their life, whether it's their mom or not, but they consider them a mother, a role model to them, I think you did the most beautiful deed of the day, and giving that thought, big or small, it's still a special thought. You took that extra step. So
yeah.
I commend you for doing that. And it was the smart move, right? Smart move. Listen, I wouldn't mind a spa gift card from Curry Hair, Skin and Nails, or a dinner gift card at V&M Bistro.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly, both are great. So I'll take both willingly. So
yeah, I want to invite you in to have a lymphatic drainage facial.
I so want to. So I did catch that, Della Hart. What's the owner's name again?
Gigi.
That's her, Gigi. But what's her full name? She has the full name I remember, but Gigi, the owner and founder of Della Hart.
Did your Giorgio?
Right. The owner and founder of Della Hart. We had her on our show a few episodes ago. So if you want to check out that podcast, there was a few episodes ago. You can check out our podcast with the owner and founder of Della Hart. It's a product line that helps with the lymphatic drainage, but also anti-aging, and also just really giving your skin the nutrients, the hydration, the care it needs. But she has this whole mentality with lymphatic drainage, with certain techniques and wood therapy, which I was very drawn to. I'm very excited to try out my products. I haven't had the chance to test out my Della Hart product. The body oil is what I'm really excited to use and test out. But the wood therapy is something I'm also very interested in. So I plan on making my appointment at Curry Hair, Skin and Nails for that. So thank you for that reminder, Randy.
No, but she has a copper brush, the body brush.
Yes.
And it's amazing.
And it does work. I have a brush myself, not through Della Hart. This was from years ago. And this brushing technique that goes on your skin, it's very, very good for your skin, the lymphatic drainage, just massaging your skin, and not just massaging the oils into the skin or the lotion into the skin, but also exfoliating it. Yeah. It helps promote circulation. And anybody that knows, when you promote circulation, that promotes healing for the whole body in general. So I'm all about this. Sign me up. So I'm really excited for the product, and the fact that you offer the Della Hart product at all your Curry Hair, Skin and Nails locations.
Yes.
So check it out. No excuses. Yeah. It's really a great line. So other than Mother's Day being very busy for the both of us, which we are very blessed and thankful for. So thank you to all of the customers, the community that came out and supported not just Curry Hair, Skin and Nails, but also V&M Bistro, because we really do appreciate all of the support. I gave, my sister and I can't take full credit. It was really my sister, Margarita, that thought of this. She thought of this idea, and obviously together we gifted every single mom that dined in yesterday at the bistro for Mother's Day, a little thought to take home with them.
Oh, wow.
And it was through Bailey's, Bailey's Irish like liqueurs and the Irish cream liqueurs. It was like a little baking set through Bailey's and it was really cute. It was really, really cute. So every mom, whether it was a grandmother or a mom, it doesn't matter, great grandmom, if you were a mother and you dined in at B&M Bistro, you got to leave with a little, it was just, again, small thought to show our appreciation for one, supporting B&M Bistro, but also being a phenomenal mom.
Yeah. That's ideal, right?
Exactly.
Not only you had a good dinner, you left with something.
Just a small thought, a small thought. But anyway, so what is happening next? So I know that May is going by very quickly. And then there's Memorial Day weekend. And then before you know it, it's June. Do you have anything else happening for you? Anything exciting? Any events happening at any of the Curry Hair, Skin, and Nails locations?
We're in a process of doing a new software that runs the salon. It's a cloud-based software. So it's been challenging.
I'm sure. Listen, it's work, right? Yeah. It's part of being in business. But that's exciting. Yeah. So I hope that everything goes well. I'm sure there's going to be a few hiccups as you continue to implement this new software. But I'm sure that through perseverance and never giving up and determination, you will figure it out.
We took our time. This is like a 2-year process we've been going through. We have 175,000, customers in our
wow, that's
base.
Beautiful. What a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
We have to be really careful that, we pick the right company.
Right. No, and there's nothing wrong with that. You're doing your part to select the right company that's best for your business, that aligns with your business. But again, a shout out to all those customers that support small businesses. Without you, we wouldn't be nothing. And I'm a firm believer that you have to continue to show that appreciation. And I try my very best with B&M Bistro. I thank customers as they're walking out the door every single day. I am on the floor working, whether I'm hosting, serving, expediting, running food, managing, whatever I'm doing. So I play many different roles, by the way. I wear many different hats. I'm always the first person that goes up to them and says, thank you so much for coming, because it means so much to us that you're giving us a chance to, show you the V&M experience, but also supporting the small businesses, but supporting the servers, supporting the bartenders, supporting the workers there. It's just not just the business. You're supporting so many individuals under that business. So it means a lot. So we appreciate our community and our customers tremendously.
There's many restaurants and hair salons. So if you're chosen, you want to thank people and give them a great experience.
Exactly. Well, speaking of supporting small businesses and supporting the community, you know that here at Pronto, right? Pronto Podcast, we love supporting our community leaders, our small business owners throughout not just the state of Delaware, but throughout the country. So without further ado, I am very excited to introduce our guest. Our guest for today is Shaun Anthony, a resident of Wilmington, Delaware. And he is a licensed master barber and a proud owner of a thriving barbershop. After dedicating 12 years to Claymont Steel, Shaun followed his passion for barbering. He graduated from American Beauty Academy in March of 2015 and has since been a driving force in the beauty industry. With a diverse background, Shaun has served as a platform artist and educator for renowned brands such as Basic Hair Care, Vegan, and Club Pinard. In 2017, Shaun created the tagline and lifestyle brand, Live Freakishly Awesome. This mantra encourages individuals to not only pursue their dreams, but to turn them into reality, all while looking impeccable. On February 2nd of 2020, Shaun realized another dream by opening his first barbershop, Freakishly Awesome by Shaun Anthony. This eclectic, art-inspired establishment has garnered attention from local magazines, online publications, television commercials, and billboards. Beyond his professional achievements, Shaun is deeply committed to giving back to his community. He has volunteered his time to lecture at various high schools, including Howard Technical High, Christiana High School, and his alma mater, Camden High School in New Jersey, as well as cosmetology schools, Premier Barber Institute and Paul Mitchell. Also, as an instructor for the Launcher program, Shaun guides future and current entrepreneurs through the intricate process of formulating a business plan. In his free time, Shaun enjoys spending time with friends and family, indulging in a nice cigar along with an old fashioned, my kind of guy, hitting the trails on his road bike, playing 18 holes of golf while sipping on an orange crush, and creating art with his daughter, all while cherishing quality time with his son. Shaun exemplifies the spirit of living freakishly awesome every single day. Please welcome to our Pronto Podcast, the Shaun Anthony.
Welcome, Shaun.
Wow, Shaun. I mean, what an honor.
Yeah.
What an honor. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, I was getting goosebumps reading your bio and I was like, wow.
So was I.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's you, sir. Your hard work. Yeah. And this is your moment to show that we're showing you that, hey, here are your flowers, sir. Because we need more individuals like you out in the community doing what you're doing, being the example, leading by example, and just following their dreams. And I love that, you talked about what you do in your spare time, because that's also important too, right? As you work hard, follow your dreams, I can tell that you're a family man. I could definitely tell. So before we dive into your story, because it really is an amazing story. We found out recently that there was a graduation in the family, and we wanted to make note of that. So would you like to share who graduated recently?
Yeah. My son Bryce graduated from Delaware State University.
Excellent. Wow.
This past Friday, I'm sorry. 2 weeks prior to that, he went over for Mega Sci-Fi Fraternity Incorporated, the Purple and Gold Q Dogs down there as well. So right now, his whole life I've been proud of him, but I'm extremely proud of him. He was one of what I like to call the COVID babies, meaning he didn't get that graduation that he always dreamed of. He didn't get a prom. It's a lot that he didn't get graduating in 2020. And, in some ways, I believe it was the worst thing, but at the same time, the best thing. Because my son graduated from high school as like a C student. When they took everything away from him, well, like they did a lot of people.
Right.
Or as high school, when they took, that practically his whole senior year away from him, he just was kind of just locked in his room. And he ended up going to Morgan State online, bringing his GPA up or whatever. But no matter what, he's accomplished all these things in college now. And he left with like a 3.6, 3.7 GPA, like a high GPA.
Wow.
He was just a regular C student. I feel like it lit a fire under him, having something taken away from him that he really was looking forward to doing. Prom and graduation, come on,
Right. Now, you said DSU, right?
Yes, DSU.
So he's a Hornet, right?
He's a Hornet.
The Hornet. I know my best friend graduated from DSU many years ago. We both graduated from college many years ago, but she loved the DSU experience. She's a proud Hornet. I know the dean, Dr. Tony Allen. Great guy, just leading the university through and through. And so many wonderful individuals have graduated from that university. And I love that's here in Delaware. I love Delaware, everything Delaware based. I love that when, first off, everyone stays here and lets Delaware thrive together. I think it's beautiful for our state, but DSU is a great university. And it's so good that your son found a home there and is able to thrive.
Yeah. And he has an awesome role model.
Yes. So, speaking of this awesome role model, going back to your story, Shaun. So let's kind of bring it back a little bit. So I know we shared a little bit with our viewers and listeners about how kind of it all started. So let's go way back before you started. I guess you would say before the idea of opening up a barber shop, or not even opening up, but going into barber school. Obviously, you were working at it was 12 years at the Claymont Steel, correct?
Yeah, yes. Okay. I could take you further than that, actually.
Please do.
When I was graduating high school, I told my mom I wanted to go be a barber.
Okay.
And she said, expletive that, you're going to college. So I wanted to go to barber school in Philly. She was
Okay.
like, no, you're going to college. Well, that went out the window at that point in time. It's not as if I was active as a barber or anything like that. But yes, I worked for Everest Claymont Steel. I was there for 12 years. I worked my way up from being just a regular floor guy to being a crane operator, to operating the largest crane on the site, to then working as a lead as part of management, lower part of management.
Mm-hmm.
Then they decided they wanted to close the mill, and I remember that day like it was yesterday. I will always remember that day. And we're all in the community room, community center kind of room, and they're giving everybody envelopes, and they're like, we're about to close the mill. We'll be done in like 6 to 9 months, X, Y, Z. And I remember being in the back, leaning against the wall and watching everybody's head go down. And I just remember my head going up. And in that moment, I felt like I was okay with it.
Mm.
At the time, I had like a bid on a house for 250,000. We know 250,000 could get you a lot of a house back then too.
Right.
In 2013.
Yes, you're right.
But I had a bid on the house for 250. And again, I was okay with it. I was 100% okay with it. I believed at that time that I was just that kind of job was just wearing on me a little bit, and that atmosphere was wearing on me a little bit. And I wanted to just do something else that was a lot cleaner and more exciting. So I remember walking out of there. My first phone call was to my realtor, and it was, find me something that I can afford on unemployment. Just give me something. I still want to get this house. Just give me something.
Right.
And then it was, now what do you want to do with the rest of your life? And I told myself, okay, cool, I'm gonna go be a nurse. Till I saw the curriculum, it was like, I'm not gonna be a nurse.
I'm gonna be a nurse. You're like, nope, I changed my mind.
All to have to learn like anatomy and chemistry and stuff like that in barber school, right? But when it comes to barber school, I went, which is actually, the building is still there, American Beauty Academy, which is right around the corner from my barbershop, but the business isn't there anymore. I went there. My schooling was paid for, not even through financial aid, like a program in the city or the state for dislocated workers was paid for. So it was kind of like I was making the right steps.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was stepping towards the right career for me. While I was in school, I met my mentor, Tyreek Jackson, who has been with me every step of the way, even to this day. Went through that process, didn't miss a day of school, still have my workbook, still have everything like that. Went to working in someone else's barbershop. Then 2017 went into a suite. So now owning my own space since 2020.
Wow. And the fact that you had the courage and, it stems from courage, right? And not letting your fear get in the way to find the motivation and bravery to completely transform your life and career at, what was it, 35 years old? Like
35.
Right.
35.
And that's scary. Let's be realistic. That is scary for anybody. You're set in your ways for so many years. And then, okay, I'm going to transform my career. However, I commend you because this shows your character. This definitely shows your character.
Thank you.
You, first off, you had a dream many years ago, right? It always was in you. And I think I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and that's God working in mysterious ways. And I say that often, that this was what ignited the flame that was always in you and in that passion in your heart. Even though you had mom, said, yep, got to go to college, and there's nothing wrong with that. That was a beautiful advice. Thank you, Mom. Right. We always think we love our moms. But it was always in you. And I think that flame was ignited, and that gave you that courage, that bravery, that motivation to completely transform your life and career and go for it. So, I mean, think about it. What gave you that motivation? I mean, I can think of a few things, but what gave you the motivation to do all that?
For me at that time, if I reflect back to that, and it's funny, I'm gonna come right back to it, but it's funny about my mom, because my mom told me no, but she had a cosmetology license. She graduated from cosmetology school. So for her to tell me no,
Oh, I think so.
Self-satisfied. Like I wanted to do something for myself, right? I had done things in the music industry. I had done some photography, but I couldn't put my all into them. And if you can't put your all into it, it's not gonna deliver the same fruit that it would if you
Mhm.
could put 100% into it. And I
Right.
could have very easily jumped into those, but I wanted something new, something fresh, and something new. Of course, having to feed my children, that's an easy one, right? Like doing that. But even in this industry, it's not as if you're gonna jump out the box, go to school, go to a barbershop, and then be making all this money. Like
Right.
there are layers and steps to this. So I would have to say it was just me trying to feed the inner hunger of wanting to be great at something, finish something that made me really keep going. It's almost as if, okay, you do the paperwork, get in school, cool. You finish that part, then you graduate, you finish that part, then it's like a new thing. Get clientele, build a book, you finish that part. Oh no. You want to go further, go get a business. You want to go further, get another one. Like the finish line keeps getting moved, the goalpost keeps getting moved.
Right.
So, but back then, I would just have to say it was me just wanting to be great, be a great example, make my family, my mom, make people happy, and also be happy about what I was doing on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
I met Shaun maybe a year ago.
Okay.
And the first time I met him, he was a kind of person that you knew he was going to be great.
I love
Like
that.
your personality and your
Mhm.
dynamic, and I can't wait to see what level you go to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I agree with Randy. Here's the thing, Shaun, I have not met you in person. I don't think so. I feel like I would have remembered. And I know I always say, like, you can tell someone's personality from like, you could tell a lot about them, not just personality, but their heart
Yeah.
in the first 15 seconds of talking to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel that energy through this podcast.
Yeah.
I feel it. And Randy just kind of just like sealed that deal as far
Yeah.
as solidifying that you are destined for greatness.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, there's so many people to credit that, but it's you continuing to, want to be successful, setting those goals and moving forward. I mean, you've coined the phrase and created this brand, Live Freakishly Awesome, which
Right.
I'm obsessed with this phrase. So could you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind this phrase and how you live by it or live it out every day?
So live freakishly awesome is what I had to tell myself.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you've spoken about being 35 and essentially having to start over.
Mm-hmm.
Waking up in the morning, having to start over from, I wasn't rich, but making $100,000 plus a year to $633 in a month. You know what I mean? Unemployment and the dark times. I needed to give myself something to wake up, to live by, to combat all the negative and the self-doubt and lack of confidence that I was really going through.
Yeah.
But just continue to fight and fight and fight and fight through. Like I had, like in that time period of building myself, building my personal brand, doing things like getting out and working on my left hand, meaning things that I'm not good at. You know, uh, believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe me, but like I'm a shy person at heart. Like I am a shy guy. I was, especially back then. But like living freakishly awesome is just like for me, just tapping into that higher power, that higher being, that doing the things that other people are scared to do,
Mm-hmm.
that will keep saying, I wanna. And it's like, no, live freakishly awesome, do it now, wear it now, say it now, you
Yes.
know, like great, be great.
All right, we're
Yeah.
gonna adopt that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna adopt
Yeah.
that over here. We're gonna live freakishly awesome too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
it's like saying your affirmations for the day.
Right.
Yes.
Everybody has their own, mantras, their own affirmations that they say to help them get through the day, which I think is extremely healthy. And if you don't do that, for any of our listeners and viewers tuning in, if you don't do that, you should make your own. You can start with living freakishly awesome.
Right.
Start with that one, right?
Love
There
it.
you go. That's a great start. But whatever it is, say that, you are enough and I am strong and I am beautiful and I am confident, whatever it may be, say those affirmations every day because it's healthy. It's healthy. We talk about mental health. Randy and I always talk about mental health and the importance of that. And this ties in with that. I mean, for you, not only did you go through a complete change in your life, not that you were forced to change because it was sink or swim, right? Sink or swim in this position for your family, for yourself. And you just said, okay, we're swimming. Let's do this. We've been having a few comments with some of our listeners and viewers, and I just want to kind of make note of someone called you resilient. And that's another word that came to mind, right? Right, Randy?
Yeah. And every time I see Shaun on Instagram, like he's doing something, awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Riding a bike, he took it like to a new level, like gear, looking good.
Right.
He feeds the homeless.
Oh,
We didn't mention that.
yeah, well, let's talk about your community involvement. Obviously, you have the heart of a servant. You enjoy giving back to your community the way the community gives to you, and I'm a firm believer in that. You support the community, and they will, support you in return. But more so, you do that because you feel it's important to give back to the community. So let's touch on that a little bit more because I did mention it briefly in your incredible bio that you're committed to giving back to the community and that you volunteer with your lecture, doing different presentations and lectures at the local high school, which I love, by the way. Those are our future innovators. They are the future, the younger generation. So let's talk about that, why you enjoyed and, tell us a little bit more about it.
I just think that's what we're supposed to do. Like, I don't have a crazy reasoning. Like, I come from a place where, being Camden, New Jersey, that a person's decision because of their mood, because they haven't eaten, like they can make a decision after that to ruin the next person's life or just do something they're not supposed to. And I feel like a lot of times we live in a selfish space as human beings sometimes. And I just think that we're supposed to give back. We're supposed to live with an open palm, open hand, Um, we should be. Oh, I'm so sorry. What is we should be giving back.
Right.
It's very easy for me. When we opened up this space, when we opened up Freakishly Awesome, my friend was like, we need to put paper on the windows so they can't see what we're doing. Because frankly, Tatnall Street was known for certain things. So we need to put paper on the windows so they can't see. Somebody's going to break in, somebody's going to exit. No. We're taking these bars off these windows. We're doing the work without newspaper on the windows because I want the young adults and the kids to walk by and see that there are two young, cool Black guys doing this work. And then when they see what the finished product is, then maybe they'll be inspired to do the next great thing on Tatnall Street or somewhere else. I get the older woman who, she's suffering from her own issues or however you want to look at that. And I pay her to sweep up out front. Us just giving away food, that was just something that we just did out of the blue. I asked my clients and I asked some people from the community, does anybody want to donate food, clothing, money, or however for us to get this done? Myself, my team, a couple of my clients came through, and for months we would just give out bags of food. Like it's not that hard, and we can find the time. When it comes to speaking to the students, listen, really good barbers are tough to come by, right? Really good stylists are tough to come by, and when I say really good, I don't mean with their hands. I mean with their mind and their attitude. And if I can impart, I believe, my good energy and how I feel that this industry should go into someone young and get them early, then that works towards my benefit and the industry's benefit.
Right.
So it's really good to go to Howard at my first time and then come back again and then come back the next year. And Miss Wise tells me, Shaun, I heard what you told these young people, but I'm not really sure what you told them to spark a fire because these were the ones that were in your class and they didn't really want to take part and do whatever, but after your class, they all of a sudden just flip the switch. That makes me feel good, and that makes me want to do it more and do it more and do it more.
Shaun, did you ever consider running for mayor? Huh? I would vote.
You got your first vote.
Yeah.
He's because he's leading by example.
Right.
That's what, and you're right. You talked about, it's important to pour into the younger generation, that, inspiring them, the fact that you received this information that these students were inspired by your presentation, your words. You definitely you struck a chord with them, that it resonated, and that is very, very important. That's impactful, and we in the community have to continue to pour into the younger generation, so we will have a better future. But the fact that you do it so willingly, and you're like, it's natural to me, right? You're like, this is natural. This is what I feel like I should be doing, and it's not like you're being told to do it. It's because you just feel it's natural. And I think that's why you're so good at it.
I feel like at this point, if I don't have that outlet, then I'll start going wild inside. I'm at a point now where I have to talk to people about stuff.
Right.
Like I think my brain goes into overload. I have to, speaking with Randy at lunch, Randy's telling me stuff. He's pouring into the cup. I need to pour that right back out into someone else.
Yes.
So that I just don't go overfilling on my own brain.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that. So I want to talk about your barbershop, because we've been, obviously been showing all of our viewers and listeners these great photos of the interior of your barbershop. Now, are you in your barbershop right now that's behind you?
Yes, that's where I'm at right now.
That's what I thought. It looks so, as you said, we described it, eclectic, art inspired. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. The one, listen, the artwork on the ceiling, clever. I don't see that in a lot of places, whether it's hair salons, barbershops. I love the color. It's colorful. It's not just your, when I think of a barbershop, and might be old school, it's reds, blues, or black and white, very simple colors. I love that you have these bold colors, and I love that. I love the artwork. Now talk about this artwork a little bit. Are you featuring any some local artists that you want to mention?
Absolutely. Everyone in the barbershop, except for right here, these three pieces up top, is from Wilmington, Delaware. That's also including my daughter Ayana. So the ones on the ceiling is James Wyatt. You've seen James Wyatt. You've seen James Wyatt's art all over the city, including that's Smash, actually. So we have Connie, we have James Wyatt, we have Smash, and you've seen Smash's art, the W right there in Rodney Square. Man, everyone's from Wilmington. Everyone's from Wilmington.
I love that. And
that was my thing about this space in particular. I did not want to go. Oh, I'm sorry. We have Seven God. I don't want to forget about Seven God. Which Seven God has actually, a couple of months back, Joe Biden in his campaign building, he did a mural, I believe, over 2 walls in Joe Biden's offices. Seven God did.
Wow.
So for me, I wanted all the art that was on the walls of this space to be from Wilmington. Again, I'm from Camden. I just live here, but I'm originally from Camden. But I believe in this art community here. Like, I love the people in this art community here. If they were anywhere else, they'd be featured in other states and other countries. Like, we have some powerhouses. Aleem Smith is a powerhouse. Wyatt is a powerhouse. Smash Label is a powerhouse. Like, they're powerhouses. Anywhere else, they'd be snatched up and grabbed for every art opportunity.
Right. No, I love that. And I love that you're supporting others within your business, and supporting the local community, but also other, inspiring artists. So we have a question. Actually, I want to make sure I get this question to you. What advice would you give a young entrepreneur? This is from one of our guests that are tuning in and listening and watching.
I can't just give you one.
Okay.
There's never just one, right? Build good, healthy relationships. Right? I hear a lot of young people or a lot of business owners just say build relationships. Yeah, just don't build a relationship. Just make sure it is healthy.
Thank
Make
you.
sure it is good relationship.
That's
Not a relationship based off what you can get out of someone. Just a real, like, I like you, you like me. Let's hang out. Let's build a relationship. When it comes to the business aspect of things, work on the boring stuff. On the stuff that people are not going to see. Work on, man. Work on the financials. You know what I mean? We like to show all the cute stuff.
No one knows what happens behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, like, work on the good stuff. Build your team. Educate your team. Or
Right.
whoever's working alongside of you or under you, however that looks. Work on the team. Work on the community. Just, take the steps. Like, I sometimes see some young entrepreneurs come in. Oh my God. I'm sorry about these people calling me.
That's all right. They're excited. They're all tuning in about this incredible podcast.
I thought I turned it on. I see some business owners skipping steps and maybe being at all the functions and everything. Those times will come. Like, don't skip steps. Take 10,000 hours and put it into your craft. Like, read the books, read about the outliers, read the 48 Hours of Power, read the E-Myth. Like, pick the books up and read them or listen to them. Come expert your field. Like, it's a lot. We can talk a lot on my feelings.
But Shaun, that's such good advice. I love that you said build healthy relationships. Right. Keyword, healthy. Don't just make a friend and then that's it. Build healthy relationships. I agree with you on that one. I am a firm believer in networking, but making sure that it's healthy, because if it's unhealthy or if it's negative, delete it, run from it. Actually, it's not worth it. It will not serve you. So I do appreciate and respect that piece of advice. And then the fact that you highlighted focus on the boring stuff in a small business. Yes. What happens behind the scenes? Like,
there's a lot of boring stuff.
There's 3 small business owners right in this conversation. And there's a lot of boring stuff, and it's hard, and it's not fun, but it's a part of the process. And that's important that you take time to focus on it, making sure it's organized, making sure everything is in line, making sure the numbers are right, the inventory is right, whatever it may be, the payroll, like every little foundation. Detail. Yes, the foundation that goes on behind this. Very good advice, Shaun. Even for me, I'm like, yes, thank you. Okay, keep going. That's important advice to hear.
Yeah, and from an outsider, I look at Shaun. He's curious about everything. And I think that's a really good advice. Be curious,
right?
See how things work, and like talk to people and
educate and read books. Yep. Never stop. I'm Shaun, I don't know if you know, I'm an advocate for promoting literacy. I've been doing this for over 2 decades, and I actually co-founded a nonprofit literacy organization when I was an 18-year-old high school senior called Success Won't Wait. And what I do is I promote reading by providing books. But I recycle books. So I organize book drives. I salvage the books that I can, and I redistribute them to places where they're needed most. But I always focus on encouraging reading starting at a young age. But I also say it all the way through adulthood. You never stop reading. Books are knowledge. Reading is just going to, reading books and educating yourself, no matter what age you are, will just help you continue to thrive in your life. So I love that you said read books. Yeah. That's a big one.
My daughter, I was not big on reading when I was younger. And this is kind of wild after what I praised in my son, but my daughter reads like a maniac. And, and like read this book. Now she reads whenever she wants and however she wants, and up all night, whatever. And having a first child and not telling him the same thing, you kind of see the difference. Now he's smart in his own right, and I'm not talking smarts or everything or anything like that. Just like their approach to life is totally different. Like even with having a son that is now 22 and my daughter just turned 17. It's like the first 5 years of that child's life is so important.
Mm-hmm.
And the things that were put in place for my son is totally different than were for my daughter. And I see the difference. Like I see it. I see it. And books were put in hand very early with my daughter. I see it.
I love that. And I love that you're a family man. I love that you talk about your children and we'll give them both a shout out because I'm sure that they also give you your purpose too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're family people too. We're all about our families and we talk about the importance of family and, that's, it's important to embrace it and cherish that because not everyone has a family and, we are grateful for it. And I love that, your children, you speak on that freely and it's important. We talk about that. Right. Mm-hmm. So I know you mentioned this earlier, your daughter or your son, are they interested in pursuing cosmetology or hair school or barber school?
My son had a moment.
A moment, okay. That's okay.
I mean a moment. That he had a moment, and it's fine. Like they respect what I do, and they respect how I do it and go about it, and my successes. My son is a behind-the-scenes guy with the cameras, so he was a mass comm study. My daughter, who's big on art, like I said, she did a lot of the pieces in here. She wants to do a double major in marine biology and art.
Very nice.
Wow. So,
very nice. Well, listen, you never know. Look, 35 years old. You just right. You shifted your whole life and career. You never know.
My grandma was in college at 65.
Wow, I love that. Love stories like that.
Wow.
We don't have enough time to talk. Like it's
we could keep going. So I know we've been advertising and promoting the address of the location of the barbershop. Just kind of say it out loud. Where is it located? It's in down because we have viewers and listeners that are all around the country and the world that tune into our podcast. So it's in downtown Wilmington in Delaware, northern part of Delaware. So just kind of paint that picture for us in downtown Wilmington.
Yes, we're on the west side. We are 3 blocks over from Market Street on Tatnall, 825 North Tatnall Street.
There we go.
We are 2 blocks away from Curry Salon. 3 blocks away from Curry Salon.
Very close to us.
This is where our current location is. As of July, the first Tuesday in July, we will be located at 5 East 4th Street, which is right at the busy intersection of 4th and Market. We're relocating the barbershop.
Wow.
Is this news to everyone?
For the most part, yes.
This is great. Well, listen, we wish you so much luck with the new location. Now, you're relocating the barbershop to 5th Street. You said 4th and what?
4th and Market.
4th and Market. So everyone has to go on Instagram at Freakishly Awesome by SA to follow where they will be relocating and the date and whatnot. If you can't remember, head to the Instagram page to follow the journey so you can check out, book your appointment. So let's talk about it. How can someone book their appointment with you, Shaun?
Well, it's very easy. You can go on Google.
Okay.
We have, which I'm finding out, that Google is the best social media to be on. We are the highest rated barbershop in the city of Wilmington, and I believe probably in the state. We were carrying a 4.9. We have 138 reviews, like no bots, like real people going in.
Amazing.
So I would say just Google the barbershop, Freakishly Awesome by Shaun Anthony.
Okay.
You can also get to us and get booking through the Instagram page. But that's really what it is. We actually have QR codes all around the barbershop for people to scan them and download the app from there and just book through that.
Excellent. Are you booked out for a couple of months? Someone's interested in getting a fresh cut from you?
I am not. I have learned that booked out a couple of months stuff because it was taken away from my free time for me to kind of come back to earth and relax. So my booking personally only goes out 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
That way I can still make plans in personal life and enjoy my life on this rock.
That's good. That's important. No, that's important. All right, so I have a question from one of our viewer listeners. What is your favorite cigar?
So I love the Deadwood Sisters. So Fat Bottom Betty, Sweet Jane. I know, right? What a name. But yes, they're the Deadwood Sister cigars. They're more infused cigars. I can't smoke the heavy, peppery standard cigars. So these are infused and a lot sweeter than your average cigars. But those are my go-to.
We have quite a few really nice cigar lounges in the state of Delaware, especially in Wilmington. I
Yep.
know that I actually know many of my colleagues, my friends, even my brother, my husband. They all go to the local cigar lounges here in Wilmington, and they're really beautiful establishments. Do you ever go to any of them in the area?
I've been in Sakar,
Okay.
which is the one in Trolley Square. I
Mhm.
haven't been to East Square yet, though. I'm hearing for the grapevine that we will be getting one down here in West Center City.
Very
Wow.
nice. Yeah, no,
That's
it's very nice.
yeah,
Well, we know your favorite drink is a nice, good old fashioned.
good old fashioned. Good
Good
old
old fashioned. I will say this: if you ever have the opportunity in your spare time, please visit my restaurant, V&M Bistro. It's in North Wilmington. It's about 15 minutes from your location of your barber shop.
Oh,
Come check
yeah.
it out. My sister is the master mixologist behind the bar, and she can make you a mean old fashioned. She is known for it, but make sure she's making it for you.
Okay, I will.
Please
I
do.
will.
We would be honored to have you, your family, whoever you like to come with, friends, family. We'd love to have you in the restaurant sometime in the near future. I know you're very busy, but just make sure that my sister's making that old fashioned for you, because I can assure you, you will appreciate it. If you love old fashions, you'll love ours.
Love old fashioned.
I can tell. I can tell. Well, I'm looking at the time and I'm like, oh my goodness, we definitely can keep talking to Shaun for over an hour. But as we start to kind of wind down the interview, Shaun, was there anything else you wanted to mention to our viewers and listeners that we didn't touch on? I know that we talked about your barbershop location, how people can book their appointment with you, follow your journey, follow the barbershops and journey and support, everybody that's in your circle. Is there anything else you wanted to mention that we didn't touch on?
I don't really have anything, but I will say this, like I would say something to other entrepreneurs and business owners of the city. Like this city will turn into what we want it to be if we're involved. And if we're involved with each other and building relationships with each other.
Wow.
The city is changing like this. Like right across the street from my shop was a parking lot, and now it's about to be 243 luxury units with townhomes and a swimming pool, right?
Wow.
This city is changing like this,
Mhm.
and a lot of us want it to be a certain thing and is not involved. Get involved.
Mhm.
And if you have a great business idea or a good business idea and you have a lot of passion, bring it to the city. There's ways for you to get funding. There's people to build relationships with. Like build Wilmington. Let's build Wilmington into what we really think or what we desire the Wilmington
Yeah.
to be.
Love that.
Okay,
No,
yeah,
that's really
For whatever reason, that was just at the top of my mind.
no, and
No,
that's wonderful, and it's impactful, and it's important that people that are tuning in listen to this. If you have a passion, let's build Wilmington, and I love that you're pouring into this city, because I'm born and raised in Delaware. I love my state. I predominantly always grew up in Newcastle County. Even though my address was Newark, it was always the outskirts of Newark. And I always lived in this area, and I grew up in this area. And I love to see the revitalization of the community. I love seeing the growth, the development. It's what the city deserves.
Yeah.
It really deserves it, and the community deserves it. So I agree with you. And that's great advice. Well, Shaun, as we conclude this interview, we love to ask all of our guests this traditional conclusion question. I always like it's the end traditional question. If you could interview anyone on a podcast from the past or present, who would it be and why?
It would be my mom.
wow.
It would be my mom. You guys were talking about Mother's Day and everything like that, and my mom is no longer with me. So she like we had our bouts like probably every mother and son has at some point. But when I got out here and was doing different things and was exceeding past her expectations and busting through ceilings and stuff, like she was my biggest supporter. And Yeah, I would.
I love
I would want to talk to her.
Thank you. Thank you, Shaun.
Yeah.
That got me good. And it definitely makes a difference, because we're very fortunate that, I say I'm grateful that I have my mom in my life, but I treasure it every day. And I love that you highlighted mom, because it's important to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
And even though she's not here, I'm sure you would have such a great conversation on a podcast with your mother. I'm sure that was something I would tune in for.
She knows he's freakishly awesome.
Freakishly awesome. That's right. Well, Shaun, thank you so much for joining us. It's
Thank you.
and pleasure. We wish you so much continued success as you continue to thrive in your industry and be the example for the community. And I hope to meet you in person someday. So make sure that happens, because I love aligning with like-minded people, and you're one of them. So again, thank you for your time, and good luck with the journey as it continues to grow.
One last thing. Do you want to use the opportunity to throw your hat in the race, mayor's race?
Listen, he said it first. You never know.
Maybe at some point, who knows?
Well, listen, we will see you soon. Take care, and good luck with everything.
Thank you, Shaun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take it easy. I appreciate it.
Oh, Randy.
He's awesome.
He really is awesome. And I get it. I really living freakishly awesome is his mantra that he's coined, and he lives by that. And he just speaks it into existence. And there's so much to take away from this interview.
Yeah.
And I recommend it, anybody listening and tuning in, go back and watch it again. And this was a good one.
Go to an Instagram account,
Mm-hmm.
and his stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Inspirational. Like, he's always positive, always doing positive things.
Right.
Whatever he does with style.
Mm-hmm. And you love that. You appreciate that. I know you have a good sense of style and fashion naturally. You have a good eye for that, and you appreciate that, and you like to always recognize that. And just from, having the opportunity and honor to interview him on our podcast, I feel like so moved by it. And I love that he talked about his mom in the beginning.
Yeah.
And we didn't know, obviously, we did not plan it this way, that Mother's Day, we were coming out of Mother's Day weekend, and how it was going to all unfold. We didn't plan it this way. And I love when things kind of just work itself out the natural way. And I believe everything happens for a reason. And I love that he said that he would interview his mom.
Right.
Because that was that one person that kind of said, we're going to try this way. They didn't see differences, and they didn't see eye to eye always, but he always said, my mom had my back. And that's beautiful.
Yeah. She's probably a great woman because he's a great man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Randy, another great episode, another great conversation. Oh gosh, yes. We love to do high fives all the time before we start and after we start. But again, thank you everyone for tuning in. We really appreciate your time. And again, go back and watch this episode again, because I'm sure you'll learn something. But go follow Shaun. Go follow Shaun Anthony. So his personal Instagram account is at Shaun Anthony _. Go follow him, follow his journey. Definitely, be a part of what he's doing in the community in the city of Wilmington. We need more leaders like that, and we're lucky to have him.
Yep.
So hats off to Shaun Anthony. And again, thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon for our next episode. And thank you for joining us. Pronto, Randy.
Pronto, Vincenzo.